Okay, here we are. We are back. Do some shaking. Let's get this lined up. Wow, that didn't work very well. Anyway, while I'm shaking, welcome back. Good to have you here. Okay, it is what it is. We're just gonna go forward with this and see what happens. Anyway, so good to have you back on the channel. I am very excited. I'm going to give a shout out to, I got comments. I got comments on my channel. And shout out to my best friend who did it. I should have known. She is the kindest, most wonderful woman and is supporting the channel. So shout out to her. Good to have her here. I think when this uploads, I will actually be on vacation and we will have missed our regular weekly lunch. So I am thinking of you. Just know that this little video is for you especially. Anyway, it has been, gosh, some crazy few days. I thought it was going to be a peaceful, easy, let's see how old we all are. Anybody finish that with easy, peaceful evening? I think that's how it goes. I believe that's an Eagles song. Yeah. And is it evening or weekend? I think it's evening. Anyway, nothing ever turns out as we expect. I've had a little stuff unexpected going on, and am gonna be heading to get a checkup to see if I can figure out if it's no big deal, womanhood, shout out to womanhood, or something to be more concerned about. But had some incredible experiences where I think while I haven't really talked a lot about religion, if you've been with me, you know I serve in our local temple and just had an amazing experience there this week. Just kind of needed to felt seen, and as happens every time, I sure was. So I am grateful for that. Of course, have friends who do a great job, and family as well. But that was a moment I needed more of a higher power to do some influencing, and did for sure. So I'm really grateful for that. I figure I had mentioned on here that this is about uplifting, and that was something that was incredibly uplifting for me, and I need to pass that along. I need to remind you that you too can be uplifted, and that is the hope of this channel. Okay, hang on, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta get a little more putty on here. Hang on. This one is root beer float scented, so let's move this aside, and we'll put some of this on, and gonna pull that off. Okay. Also, speaking of uplifting, I got to babysit the grandbaby today. So fun. My daughter went and saw a local production, not a local production, a Broadway touring production locally. I clarify all that, of Phantom of the Opera. And so it was fun to be able to hang out with the grandbaby. Never sad about that. And then we will hang out again. Every Friday is grandbaby day. It's so awesome. Oh my gosh. I did not quite, let's say, underestimated how glorious grandbaby time is. I spent some time with her earlier this week, and boy, she has changed dramatically since her first 2 months. She's now a couple months old, and boy, does she know her mom. And she knows when she is around and not holding her. And she didn't have that before. We could hang out together. Anybody could pretty much hold her. And now she has tears, which also heartbreaking when those tears are pouring out. And she also just knows that it is not mom holding her. And she can break your heart so fast. So I really needed that grandbaby time. And she was crying because she wanted mom. She did not want grandma. And she was doing that whole hyperventilating thing. Oh my gosh. Totally busted me. But that's okay. We all made it through. And today's grandbaby time was incredibly successful. But here's the difference. She was at grandma's house this time instead of at her own house. And I think there's something about realizing mom wasn't around. And so she couldn't get to mom if she tried. It's funny, we have a dog that is the same way. It's my daughter's dog. And she is very aware. Oh, I gotta move this down. When she is gone, she's had her since she was 7 weeks old. I think 8 weeks old. Whenever they adopt them out. And so they are absolutely attached at the hip. So when my daughter is not here, she paces back and forth. I guess we are just one of those households. We are very aware of each other. So I was thinking about that as I prepare for some time away. And thinking, gosh, I hope everybody makes it through. Sometimes these can be really challenging, depending on the amount of time I'm gone. And I will absolutely not be accessible, which I feel like can make it a little more difficult. But yeah, no internet access, no phone access, no text access. That might be hard on all of us. But yeah, other things going on. So glad that I watched the baby eagles, and they are doing well. That they make me so happy. Oh boy, I think I'm getting off track a little here. Oh no, might have to do some backtracking. Well, you know, we never talk about being perfect here because I am anything but. Anyway, so I keep watching them, love them. Watched the splashdown of the astronauts. I am a child of the 80s, and so liftoff for me is always very, very stressful because I think about Challenger. That was devastating. I worked for my dad at the time in downtown Philadelphia. Let me see if I can get this fixed. And, you know, the space shuttle was still relatively new. I think we all kind of took it for granted. We hadn't had a space accident in quite a while. And so I remember when it happened, my coworkers, I worked for a place that helped develop education, and so they created educational materials, and so they quickly grabbed a TV and wheeled it into the conference room, and we all sat and watched the coverage. And it was so sad. So every time there is something that happens with astronauts, I kind of hold my breath. It's awful. I expect the worst anymore. There are those critical moments where modules separate, or as they make it to the next phase, that I worry something is going to happen. So yeah, I kind of held my breath through all that, through liftoff and reentry. It was fascinating as I watched on YouTube. This is for reentry. How many people, and I'm gonna guess we call them trolls, remember folks, I am old, had put awful comments, trying to lead people astray for what happened. I don't even want to say what it is because, well, quite honestly, they don't deserve that attention. And I was grateful. Talk about I have to think. Ooh, got my elbow. You can see it here. My elbow's stuck to the adhesive. Running, the people who are running into the crisis. I feel like it's something, I'll have to look it up. Of course, I'm using my phone on this. The heroes. I can't remember who said it, but they were taught to watch for the people who are running into the situation instead of away from. Gosh, okay. This has to be in a different spot because it just keeps sticking to. So can we see everything? If I move it here, hopefully. But that taught me a really great lesson that I don't want to rely on the people who are looking for attention, but causing problems. We want to support those who are being positive and helpful. I think about that a lot with our firemen, our first responders, let's say. Those are people who obviously run into the fire. I don't know, again, this is so left field, but we talk about heroes and first responders. Every year, of course, we are quite a ways from it, watch the 9/11 footage because I want to remember that there are true heroes who give up their lives for others without a second thought. It is just something that I feel like they were born or bred to do. And I always would hope you never know until you're in that situation. Do you ever wonder if you would be that person? I think about it quite a bit and try to think about the example that I would want to be. I also think, would I be calm and collected? What kind of person would I be in those crisis situations? Sorry, I had to pause. Stuff gets me emotional. I think about such great examples that I have seen in my life of people. Okay, this is gonna sound even. It's not even on the same level, but we have, as I mentioned, a dog who can get into things, and so for a while we would hide food that was going to be on the counter. We would put it in the oven, and then of course totally forget about it. And one of these things we did was a pizza box. Well, it had been a couple days, totally forgot it was there, was making dinner, preheated the oven. Before I know it, there is smoke coming out because this box had caught on fire. And my daughter, like it was no big deal, reached in, grabbed it, took it out. It was just barely starting, so don't think flames everywhere. But then just took it out, stomped it out like it was nothing. Now, this daughter struggles with anxiety. And so I asked her after, I was like, how did that not cause some panic? Because she didn't even think about it. Whereas I was like, what do we do? What do we do? And she definitely reacts after, but in the moment, she's got a super clear head and is focused. So she's one of those people. Sorry, I gotta fix all of this. I mean, again, not perfect, but glorioski. This is, we are on the struggle bus today. Okay, so she just is calm and cool under pressure. And then afterwards, she may be like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And so I remember years ago when she was in high school, I thought, you should be a first responder. Now we joke about it, and she's like, no way, too much pressure. But she's just really good at stuff like that. I know quite a few people who are just super calm and cool. Okay, gotta pull. Let's see, they're stuck in here because I put new putty. It's very fresh. It has not dried out. So let's see. It kind of goes flat. Let me just pull some of that off. So I just admire people who are calm and cool. I know we had a fire alarm at the office, not that long ago. Sometimes we're told if they're drills, other times not, so don't always know. And I try, we've had so many drills in our life with work and school and all those things. I don't know, we had fire drills. My kids here had earthquake drills, which I didn't have growing up. But you have so many of them, especially as adults, that you don't even think about it. I mean, it's kind of a, nah, if I need to evacuate, somebody will come tell me sort of thing. So this was one that we hadn't been told that it was a drill. And so we needed to evacuate everybody and go around and be like, okay, everybody, please just evacuate, go to the nearest exit. Of course, no elevators, go down the stairs. Some people want to grab their stuff, but are like, nope, just exit the building. And I've learned that stuff, obviously, it ended up being a drill. They just didn't tell us. There was no smoke, so I had a suspicion, and that probably kept me more calm than I might otherwise have been. But I try to do things with a, come on, we need to go, maybe a bit of a sense of humor. I had somebody, it was during, what would it have been? During the pandemic. I don't know if I can say that on here. I think I can. Or not. I guess we'll find out. I'm not monetized. But I needed to send people home. And I had somebody say, oh, you handled that so easily. And I was like, well, that was easy. That was not a big deal. But again, all the way back to where we started, I am so impressed with the heroes who really do deserve our thanks and appreciation and do run into things. That sounded. Run into danger, let's put it that way. I am grateful for them. Gosh, we've covered all sorts of things today. We've had that cute baby. Everything should always revolve around the cute baby. That is maybe how I'm gonna make that a life motto. Everything revolves around the cute baby. And the heroes in the space program and those that run into danger. And yeah, continuing to be supportive of people who support community and kindness. Big fan of them. Okay, let's see how we're doing. We have a few more lines here. Let's kind of wrap that up. Hang on. Okay, so let's get back. Let's finish. We can definitely finish these two here. So things coming forward. Well, we all know I'm going on vacation. I'm very excited about that. I had my annual review at work, and that went really well. I was excited for that. Done for another year. Of course, that meant writing goals. Always a challenge. That is probably my least favorite part of the year because, quite frankly, my goal for the year, make it through every day. Some days are definitely better than others. Some days are easier than others. Some are much harder, much taxing. So that's what I would like. I'm really bad at professional development. Not my thing. I'm to a point in my life, again, I'm glad to make it through every day. I don't have any goals of like becoming a vice president or wanting to climb a career ladder. So that makes it really quite simple. But yeah, we're supposed to include professional development. That doesn't necessarily have to climb a ladder. That's just making ourselves better. I wish I could be like, I would like to combine my love of diamond art, and my love of people. I guess that is, quite frankly, sort of what this is. I get to combine my love of community, which is what I support at work, ooh, and my love of diamond art. And that's turned into what this channel is. Okay, we got it. Let's have, feels like one or two at the end that flip over. It makes it more difficult. Okay. Ugh, gotta get those last two in. So, was glad to check that off the list at work this week. That's a good thing. And now look at that. We can check off. We have finished this section. Well, I guess, okay. Do we do it? Do we go this way? And so we can truly finish this section. Let's see. We're going to at least do halfway. And then we can, like my goals, say that is, oh, but I knew it. I knew as soon as I said it. I was like, those aren't going to stick. See, it never goes as fast. So now I need to get these in place.